you hit the last movie hero. So, The Nun is the latest installment in the popular Conjuring franchise, which has spawned another spinoff, Annabelle 1 and Annabelle Creation. So there were two Conjuring films, The Conjuring 1 and The Conjuring 2, and then there was Annabelle, then there was Annabelle Creation. Now, of course, Annabelle was a spinoff of The Conjuring, which was, the story about the little doll in The Conjuring. And The Nun is actually a spinoff from The Conjuring Part 2, which if you've ever seen it, there was a demon nun in that movie, and this is pretty much her backstory. And I didn't know exactly what to expect when I went into the film. I wanted to give the film a chance. And, what I pretty much got was a pretty lazy, unscary horror movie. Look, the story itself, it tells the story of a priest who is sent from the Vatican to an abbey in Bulgaria to investigate the death of a nun. And I don't want to give away too much, but the priest is told by the Vatican that he needs to go to another abbey and get a young nun in training to accompany him. Now, it's never really fully explained exactly why he has to get this particular nun, other than that she has visions, or she has had visions before, and she sees certain things. It's never really fully explained. And, they're dispatched to this abbey, and it's just from that point when they get to the abbey to start investigating what really happened, there's like a mix of just bad bad events that make no sense whatsoever. I mean, they make contact with the demon nun, and then things between the priest and the young nun in training girl, they just go, they do like the worst thing that you could ever do in a horror movie. They decide to split up and go investigate on their own, and then the story never really fits. It's just not even cohesive. I mean, you have shots of the priest being trapped underground and saying we need to read these books in the coffin that he's trapped in. They never really go into that story a little bit. I mean, he's later on he's reading the books, but there's so much going on in the movie that none of it really makes sense. The movie itself is dark. And when I say dark, I actually mean visually dark. There are so many scenes that are badly lit that you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea if the nun's going to pop up behind them, or if that shadow on the wall is supposed to be something in the film, or just the way it looks. You never know. And there's like a thing that they do in a lot of horror movies where they have a shot of the main character, and then the character looks this way, and the camera pans over that way from that character's point of view. Then it comes back, and then the evil things behind them or something like that. They use that shot so much in this movie that after a while you're like numb. You know that when that shot happens that there's gonna be somebody behind you, behind that character. And I would say they use the occasional jump scare. No, they use the jump scare so much. I think every 5 minutes they're using a jump scare in this movie. And jump scare is when all of a sudden something just pops up on screen. And with this movie, you expect it because it sets you up for that jump scare. If you're gonna set somebody up for a jump scare, you're basically defeating the purpose of a jump scare. You don't want to know that it's really coming. Sometimes in a horror movie, you kind of expect something's about to happen, and it does, and you jump a little bit. Yeah, they use it so much in this movie that it's just too played out. The movie itself, I think it's a mix of just bad writing, a rush to market, a rush to get it out, trying to capitalize on the Conjuring franchise itself, and it's just badly made. I couldn't even think of anything about the movie that I liked. And every now and then I can try to, even in a bad film, you can find something a little bit about it that you like. I didn't care about the characters. I definitely didn't care about the story. The story was not interesting at all, and everything was extremely predictable. You take a minor character from a successful franchise and you want to turn it into a spinoff, at least try to have some decent writing, something, that's gonna make the fans of the original franchise want to come to it. I think the time that the nun was in The Conjuring Part 2, it was better than this entire film. There was actually no time in this movie that I was actually entertained by what I was seeing on screen. And that's bad because it's, you got a character like that, should you have left that character in just part two and just let people run with their imaginations and whatnot? Or should you have taken this character and did what you did and pretty much just ruined the whole thing? I cannot understand for the life of me how so many things in this film just diverted completely from the original franchise. And they use a religious backdrop, they use the possession and things like that, but it's so badly made that you could have made this movie and not even connected it to the Conjuring and just called it The Nun, and it because it made no sense. You know, it made no sense whatsoever. I mean, look, I like The Conjuring, and I kind of like Annabelle Part 1. I didn't really too much care about Annabelle Creation. But this is a complete just cop out. You know, there's nothing redeemed about this film whatsoever. You know, when you look at a movie that's coming out for, like I said, a successful franchise like that, you expect to have something that's familiar, other than, you know, just a couple of images of something that happened in the first movie, and they pretty much do that at the end. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you, but even if I did, you wouldn't be scared. I mean, and there's another point about the movie itself. In most horror movies, when I go see a horror movie, I like to sit in the very back of the theater, up against the wall, and I like to see the reaction of the crowd, the theater goers. I never heard anybody get scared. I never saw anybody jump. I never heard anybody gasp, but I did hear a lot of laughs, and that's sad for a horror movie when you hear laughs and you don't hear anybody getting scared. So that pretty much tells you that this movie probably isn't that. It's not accomplishing its purpose of being a horror movie. And I gotta say that I don't really recommend The Nun. If you want to, you can maybe wait till it comes on demand or catch it on, you know, just stream it at some point, but I really wouldn't waste money on going to see The Nun. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Hey guys, that's my time. As always, leave the comments below, let me know what you thought, and hit that like button. And if you don't subscribe to my channel, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time at The Last Movie Hero. Lee out.